Hey everybody, this is Dominique with Black Girl Reviews, and today I am reviewing Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, Season 1, Episode 1. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting for this show to come on. Like, I am so excited that Summer House finally indulged in getting a black cast. Okay, Bravo is always late to the curve. Like, they should have been did this. Okay, they could have had this simultaneously. They should have had this before Winter House, honestly. But I'm excited and I'm ready to review this new season with you guys. Okay, so the first scene, I'm sorry. The first scene was crazy. They showed like people arguing, people jumping into the pool, people just taking shots, people going back and forth. So it already piqued my interest the first few seconds. Then they get into, the backstory of Martha's Vineyard. They said that Martha's Vineyard is 10 times more exclusive than the Hamptons. You either got to get there by boat, plane, or helicopter. So I'm already like, oh, okay. And they were showing different scenes. It was giving Hamptons vibes, but you know, I can't wait to see, more of Martha's Vineyard. Maybe it'll be something on my bucket list or somewhere I want to go one day. So this is day one out of 15 days. And first, they open up with Jasmine and Silas. I think that's his name. And Jasmine is a screenwriter, and Silas is a finance analyst. Okay, they're newlyweds. They just got married in June 2022, and they literally only been married for 3 months since the show started. Okay, so this is all fresh and new for them, and I'm interested to see how their relationship is going to handle the pressure of social media and the show, honestly. Next, we have Preston. Preston shows up. Preston is an attorney. He shows up, um, and him and Salas are frat brothers. So him and Salas does a secret handshake when he walks to the door, and they're so excited. They're so, ooh, bruh, oh yeah, we alphas. And then they go outside, and Preston asks Salas, how is it being married? Do you like it being married? And Jasmine interrupts them and says, "Oh yeah, y'all better talk about me all the time." And then next, the caterer comes. Her name is Lacey. Lacey shows up. I'm thinking Lacey is part of the crew or part of the show. Lacey is literally the chef. So Lacey shows up and sets up for the event tonight. Well, not the event. Lacey shows up and sets up for the cast that's going to show up later on in the episode. Next, we have Bria, who shows up to the house. Bria is a fashion entrepreneur. She shows up in a army fatigue green jacket, floor length jacket. They got like money signs painted all over it. Real, I don't know if she lives in New York, but I want to say New York. And she shows up with a dog in her hand. Jasmine, just like, I don't want to say typical black person, but I know if I was on a trip with a group of people and I see somebody walking with a dog, I'm looking like, is that a dog? Jasmine like, what's that? What's that in your hand? Bria says, this is my ESA. And then Jasmine's like, what's an ASA? Real quick. And then Bria was like, no, this is my emotionally support animal. I need him for my anxiety and my um mental health. And of course, when somebody says anxiety and mental health and they need something to cope with that, the only proper way to, move forward in that conversation is be like, oh, okay. So that's what happened. Jasmine was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And gives her a side hug and just like, pretty much like, damn, I can't really say nothing. Next, they walk around the house, Jasmine and Bria, and the first thing Jasmine says to Bria is, "Oh, I know a couple of guys that's coming to the house. You know, one is blah 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 blah, and one is like this." And then Bria was like, "Hold up, listen, I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship for about 3 months now, 3 to 4 months, and he lives overseas, and I'm in love. We met at a film festival." And, Jasmine is like, well, I've known Bria since 2019. We worked at the Playboy Club Bunning place. I want to say it's a restaurant in New York, or was a restaurant in New York. I'm not sure if it's still open. And, her, Jordan, and Shanice got along really well and clicked really fast, but her and Bria never clicked like that. So, she didn't invite Bria to the house. Shanice did. So, also on top of her bringing that dog, she probably like, I don't really know this girl like that, but I'm gonna try to give her a chance. It's gonna be a lit weekend, well, 15 days, a lit 15 days. Next, we see Jordan in the car talking on the phone with Shanice. Shanice is her friend, as we know, and she's talking about how it's going to be a very interesting 15 days in this house with all these multiple people. Some people that she really, is not that close with, and she's never done a trip like this with multiple guys. And then Shanice was like, she was agreeing. She was like, this is gonna be crazy, but I'm ready to get some, if you know what I mean. She's ready to, it's been a long time. That's what she said. Jordan feels like since Jasmine got married, her and Jordan and Shanice vibes are not the same anymore. Jordan is still ready to turn up, and Shanice is a housewife now, so she does homely and homemaker type things now. And I guess that's not Jordan and Shanice vibe. And they trying to be hot girls. This is hot girl summer for them. And they know they with their best friend who's newly married. Okay. So I can see how the vibes will probably be different, especially with the husband being right there. Next we have Nick. He is a sports manager and a stylist and also a Kappa. I guess this is important to know because they told us. Okay. Nick shows up in his polo Hampton fit, child. He got on a blue sweater with a white button down shirt. I'm surprised the collar wasn't popped on the white button down shirt. Then he had on his little polo club Hamptons straw hat on, and he had on his baby blue pants, and he just walks right up in there. And as soon as I looked at him, I was like, he must be a Kappa, because who dresses like that in 2020? Well, I hope this is 2023. It's probably was 2022, but still, who dressed like that in 2022? He looked a mess. Okay, a fool. And next we have Alex, the advertising creative director, and he comes in behind Nick, and he's real chill. I like his vibe. He's real laid back. Him and Jasmine goes way back. They both are content creators, and Preston, the alpha, said that Nick and Alex dress like they are Kappas and they just have a vibe. And then Nick said, yeah, Kappas are on another level. They are like the penthouse to frats. I don't know about frats and I don't care, honestly, but it was a cute little, back and forth between the two guys. Alex is a vegan. He was offered a drink and he was just like, no, I watch what I put in my body. I guess he works out a lot and he wants to keep his body clean and pure. And he don't really drink that much. He said he drinks wine occasionally. He sounds like me. And, he just be chilling. So Alex is going to be the interesting one. He's gonna be more. I feel like he's gonna be in the background watching while everybody drunk and wilding out. He gonna be in the background and cut watching. If not, he gonna be drinking just like everybody else because it's 15 days. How are you not gonna drink in this party house? What's the point of you being here if you're not about to drink? Next, Amari shows up and he is a real estate agent. He says that he is from the great state of Austin. And then he realizes, oh wait, Austin is not a state. I'm from the great state of Texas, Austin that is. And Amari is half black, half Lebanese. I hope I'm saying it right. Please forgive me if I'm not. And he just seems like a cornball, honestly. He's cute, but like he said, I feel like he grew up being a cornball all his life, and now that he has a little swag because he came in, I wrote down what he had on in my notes. He had on a looked like a Zara white t-shirt, which you can get from Zara, and he had on khaki pants and some like Jordan ones that matched the outfit, and a oversized, I don't want to say oversized because that's a little dramatic, but oversized straw hat. He didn't say he was a Kappa, but I for some reason I felt like he was a Kappa, but maybe he's not. He just cool with Nick, and Nick dresses interesting. If you take that as you want, Nick dresses interesting. Next, Jordan shows up, the model slash DJ, and she shows up with good energy. And then Silas starts talking in his confessional, talk about how Jordan and Jasmine are great friends. Jordan is very smart, she's very witty, but she's also the party friend. Of course she's the party friend, she's a DJ. Like, isn't that what DJs do? Party? And she's a model, so she looks great. Come on now. I'm pretty sure they want her to DJ at every single party in New York. And Jasmine want to be right there with her hot girl summer friends. Okay. So Jasmine and Jordan takes a tour of the house, and they're, discussing, what room to get and whatever. And then they run into the guys in the gym. And the first person that comes up to the door is Amari, Mr. Cornball himself, honey. He gives he shakes Jasmine's hand, and Jasmine just melts once he tells her his name. She's just like, I'm like, girl, okay, you feeling him? And you can see Alex in the cut, kind of like looking like, okay, she just melting that man's hands, okay. And then Amari gets in the confessional, and he talks about Jordan and how he knows Jordan. He said that he really don't know Jordan. They just happen to be on a group chat together, and he did his research. What is that research, you say? Jordan gets in her confessional and says, I'm the fourth Black Playmate of the Year and the last Playmate of the Year, because who gives a bleep about Playboy, okay? But of course, that's the type of picture she posts on IG. So, Amari, when he went on IG and did his research, he was liking the girl, okay? And they showed a couple of photos of her in her lingerie, and she was looking good. I am not about to lie to you. She was looking good, and I was like, oh, I see why all the guys want her. All the guys want her, okay? Next is Mariah. She shows up to the house. She is a nurse slash screenwriter. And when Jasmine sees Mariah in the house, she runs and screams for joy. She's like, oh my God. And then jumps in her arms. She was just so excited to see Mariah. I guess they are very close. She said Mariah in her confessional said that her and Jasmine been friends since college, and they just been cool ever since. She said that back in the day, right after college, Jasmine hit her up, was like, bling, 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 come to New York, and be with me. And Mariah did. I guess she's just that cool with Jasmine. She came to New York thinking Jasmine had a spot, and Jasmine was like, oh, I was getting evicted. So they was staying in their car. I think it was Mariah's car for a few months and eating ramen noodles. And they decided to, get into business together. So she said that she's going to enjoy the few days in Martha's Vineyard. And she's cool with a certain amount of people at the house, and everybody else, don't start none, it won't be none. That's pretty much what she said. And I kind of like Mariah. She gives me good vibes. After that scene, Alex, Amari, and Nick goes around the house, and they like, oh, they got this, they got a pool table, they got a gym, they got a sauna, they got this, they got that. So then they get to the pool table and they decide to, ask guy talk. So Amari decided to ask Nick and Alex, who are they feeling so far? And Amari, Nick said, well, there's Jordan, there's Bria. And then Amari was like, yeah, everybody want Jordan. And then um Nick said, I think it's too soon to kind of, put put a name out there, because I mean, he probably thinking this other girl's probably gonna show up. Why would I put on wax that I want Jordan? Well, Amari was like, well, I'm just gonna let y'all know straight up, Jordan is mine. I want her. Okay, I've been okay. That's all he said. I just want her. I was about to add more, add more sauce to it. I've been looking at her Instagram for months now. That is my baby. Okay, he didn't say all that, but he was giving that vibe like I'm putting my foot down, if you know what I mean. I'm putting it on the table. So now, as everybody's settling into the house, people are now noticing, aka Preston, is noticing Amari and Jordan's vibes. They're, every 5 minutes they in the same hallway together. They're always looking at each other and staring at each other for a real long periodically time. And Nick also, the one who didn't want to say who he was feeling, he said, oh yeah, I'm feeling Jordan too. But, if I'm really feeling a girl and I'm giving her those vibes, she would know it. And then they jump into Jordan's confessional. And then Jordan says, oh yeah, Nick really slid into my DMs, and I really had to restrict him from my stories because I was getting tired of him putting heart eyes and fire flames, fire emojis, and he put one weird, like, he responded to one of her stories and was like, I'll pull up. Real creepo, weirdo vibes. Like, she had to restrict him from commenting on her stories. And I understand, sis. Like, he was thirsting over you, girl, and I see why. But he does give me, I'm a thirst over a girl, and then when I'm in her company, in her face, I'm gonna back away and give her, I'm gonna take another approach. But on social media, you give, I'm thirsty, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get your attention. But in real life, it's not the same, and I don't like guys like that. Oh, Jordan also said what he was doing on her IG was whack, and I believe it, and I understand. So everybody goes to the table to have dinner, where the chef prepared a delicious looking meal. And Amari starts the conversation off, and he's just talking about his life being half black, half Lebanese, and his mom, taking care of him as a single parent, and him not knowing really his black side. He was talking about how he really didn't know how to take care of his hair until he was like 20 something years old, and he was in college. All his life, his mom cut his hair, and he said it was just a one. If you know what a one means, that's how his hair looked. It wasn't faded. It was just cut. He looked like a lame. Okay, he gives me lame vibes, and he looked like a lame. Okay, and now once he got to college and started hanging out with black folks, he started getting fades, and he said that pretty much changed his life. Like, he went from a lame to a good looking gentleman. I mean, he is really good looking until he opened his mouth and say that he lived in the great state of Austin. Okay. So then he said now that he got his hair done, he gets about 50 to 100 DMs a day. It's crazy. 50 to 100. Boy, please stop lying to America. Okay. They asked Jasmine some question. I can't remember, something like, what are you trying to accomplish here in Martha's Vineyard? But I can't remember exactly what they asked her. So she gives this Michelle Obama speech, like, oh, I want to make Martha's Vineyard. I want to bring Black excellence to Martha's Vineyard. I want to continue this annually. I've been coming here for years, darling. I've been coming here for years. And now I want to bring my friends here to Martha's Vineyard to experience the life that I have lived for years, darling. And then her friend Courtney in the confessionals was like, girl, please stop the theatrics. You only been to Martha's Vineyard twice. And I was like, okay, Jasmine is going to give me actress. Actress. Okay. After Jasmine Obama's speech, Preston drops a bomb at the table and tells everybody that he doesn't like the phrase Black excellence. Why he doesn't like the phrase Black excellence is because he feels like it's rooted in what white people feel like is successful to Black folks. Okay? I got it. I mean, okay. Then he goes into his speech. So I feel like it was a speech battle. He says, my mom was a dropout and she took care of me and life blah blah and life was this. And he was speaking of facts. And then in the confessional he said he's a queer guy. And he is an activist, and he gave activist speech. He heard Jasmine Obama's speech, and he said, girl, I can top you with a better one. Now everyone goes to the hot tub. Everybody gets ready for the hot tub. Gets to see, your faves with little to less clothes on. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what the guys are thinking. So then so all the people are at the jacuzzi. Nick is making drinks. He comes out in a white button down shirt. Mind you, he's the stylist. He was saying earlier that his wardrobe is the most extensive. I thought he said expensive, but extensive, saying that he bought so much clothes that he would never have to repeat anything. And then I guess he got so much clothes that he wouldn't have to repeat ever. I don't know. But for the stylist in the group, he comes out to the pool, to the jacuzzi, with a American flag plaid shorts. I'm only calling it American flag because it was red, white, and blue. It gave me American vibes. It gave me July 4th vibes. And it was plaid with a white polo button down. And one of the guys said, boy, is that a button down? He said, yeah, this is my cover up. And you think you're about to get Jordan, the Playboy bunny, with a white polo button down at the jacuzzi? And so he gives everybody their drinks. He's talking about as he eats his popcorn, because I'm not gonna say what I think in my head right now. I'm like, him and Preston can be really good friends. But anyways, I digress because Nick never said he's that way. So I'm not gonna push that on him. So then Nick says, I'm gonna play Truth or Drink or Dare and Drink, one or the other. I think it was Dare and Drink because he didn't ask no truths. He didn't care about nobody's truth. He was like, I dare you. So he goes to Mari. He's like, I dare you to kiss someone that you're attracted to. He just wanted to see if he really was going to pick Jordan because, he's sitting in the cut hoping that he can get Jordan. So he kisses Jordan on the hand right away. He didn't even waste no time. I don't even think Nick finished the question. So then he turns to Alex and said, Alex, I dare you the same thing, being messy. Alex goes up to Jordan and kiss her on the cheek. So everybody like, ooh. So and then Jordan was like, duh, of course they want me. Like, look at me. Even a blind man can see. Even Stevie Wonder can see. Everybody can see this. But what I really want is someone to, care about my mind, care about what's going on with me, try to get to know me. Come on now. What else? What else y'all got? And that's fair. I'm pretty sure being a single DJ model in New York, you know, the stereotype with models, they're not smart. This is just stereotypes. I'm not saying they're not smart, they're smart models. I'm just giving y'all a stereotype. Stereotype is that they're not smart and they just fine. I mean, and then she's a DJ, so she be out at night to the clubs, all types of hours. So moving on. Next, Preston, I think it was Preston, dares Mariah to give Nick a lap dance. Nick got out of it. First of all, Nick wasn't even in the jacuzzi all the way because he didn't want to get his white button down shirt wet, so he had his feet in there. Well, as soon as they dared Mariah to give him a lap dance, he jumped out of the pool and sits on a lounge chair. Mariah walks over there real timid and she's so cute too. She's just so timid. But they never asked if she had a man or not, so I'm not sure if she has a man or not. But she walks over there. She gives a cute little booty pop, and then walks back to the jacuzzi and gets back in the jacuzzi. Nick with his popcorn, like, what's going on? Like, that's it? Yeah, Nick, that's it. Mariah don't want to booty pop on you and make people think that she like him or something. Please. Moving on. Next, they dared Alex to sing to the group. Alex sings and he sound decent. It didn't sound like, whoa, okay, Chris Brown or Usher. Yes, vocals. I wasn't hearing vocals. But he can hold a note. Came out in the confessional that his cousin is John Legend, and they made a little joke talking about he's not no ordinary people. I'm like, one, I hate that song, so I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh at it because she was just joke, like she was just leaned over laughing over that joke, and I was just like, girl, I hate that song. I really don't even care for John Legend, and then I'm thinking, oh, that's why your vocals are subpar. Like it was not giving at all, and John Legend vocals don't give at all. Moving on. The next morning, everybody's getting up and enjoying their day. I think Alex took a run. Nick and a few other people was out by the pool, Preston and them. Then Silas was up working from home, getting that money. He said he does that and he's in the army. So he's very disciplined. He said he came from humble beginnings, but now that he's older, he feels like, he has to grind, which I understand. If I had a stay at home job and I get to work from home a few hours and I don't have nothing else to do, I'll probably work on vacation too, honestly, make that money. And then Mariah and Jasmine was at the pool, and Mariah said, hey, let's have, a meeting and then we can eat. So they have a meeting and they talk about, what they're having a meeting about. Both of them are screenwriters and they write about, they are making a show, I guess. They really didn't say where. I don't know if this is like a YouTube show or whatever, but they're making a show about their lives and how they struggled in New York back in the day when Mariah moved to New York to be with Jasmine. And they said it's doing well. I don't know where, maybe Tubi TV. I honestly don't know. They didn't really give too much information. So when they went to go sit down to, do their meeting, Jasmine sat down on the white couch in the sunroom and she saw that it was a lot of dog hair from Bria's emotionally support animal. Okay. Black people really don't like dog hair, especially black people who don't have animals. They act like that's the end of the world, honestly. So Jasmine takes some tape and picks up the dog hair and go outside and say, "Oh my God, Bria, look at your dog's hair all over the place." And Bria was like, "Okay, what you want me to do about it? Like, what you want me to do?" So Jasmine didn't like that answer, so she goes back into the sunroom and talks to Mariah and just still going off about it. So Mariah was like, "All right, girl, let me go get Bria so she can come in here so you can talk to her about this." So she goes to Bria. Bria sits down. They go back and forth, Jasmine and Bria, and they talking about the animal. And then Jasmine was like, "Girl, you didn't even ask if you can bring the dog." you just showed up and popped up here, and you didn't consider no one else's feelings about it. And Bria was like, well, I asked once I got here if it was okay, and I let you know that this was my emotionally support animal, and you said everything was fine. But now it's an issue. And they were going back and forth, and Jasmine was kind of getting a little snappy with her because she wasn't getting the response that she wanted. I guess she wanted Bria to be like, oh, you're right, let me call up an animal hotel for the 15 days that I'm going to be here and see if they can take care of my dog or something. I don't know what she expected, honestly. Well, it didn't go right, and Bria decided to walk away. Preston was in there trying to, mediate and try to calm the situation down because they were getting loud. So Bria walks away, which I would have did too, girl. Bye. What you want me to do? I'm here now. And she goes around asking people, do you have a problem with my dog? Do you have a problem with my dog? And she asked Jordan, and Jordan was like, girl, yes, people got a problem with your dog. But people unlike Jasmine don't know how to like respond to people who are really loving animals. Like they know that they can't live without the animals. So why, rock the boat, I guess. I don't know. So that situation happens, and then Bria goes outside to call her boyfriend Simon. She talks about Simon and her confessionals and how he helps her calm down and he supports her and he loves her. And they're on the phone and she's explaining the situation about the dog. And Simon's like, it's okay, it's okay. I'm going to be there soon. I'm like, I had to rewind it. I said, no, 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 no. And I had a feeling he was going to be there because they were showing pictures of him, and it was doing a lot for a little bit. And when he said, it's okay, I'm going to be there soon, I'm like, for what? Why can't we not have a all black cast? Why do you need to come and ruin it for my experience, my black experience? Okay, my black excellence. In the next scene, there is Jordan, Amari, and Alex. They're outside in the backyard throwing the football around, and it comes up that Jordan is celibate, and she's been celibate for a year now. And she's talking about how it's hard in her industry to find a man that wants her for her. And she's taken this year and some change to get to know herself, and that's understandable. Like, I understand. And Amari was like, what? In his confessional, of course, not in her face. But in her face, he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Mm, dang, that's crazy. Yeah. But in confessionals, he was like, a year? A year? I'm not about to not have intercourse for a year. Couldn't be me. No, couldn't be me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And then in Alex's confessional, he's like, oh, that is so sweet. This is the vegan, by the way. That is so sweet. I love that for her. Like, I love to hear stuff like that. And he was just all into what she was talking about. But Amari, not so much. And that's the one that she likes. Okay. Then inside, Jasmine goes up to Preston to like complain to Preston about Bria. And she was like, oh my God. Like, I am so done with this girl. Oh my God, I am over it. And then in the right behind her, because she's in an open room in the dining room saying all this. Right next to the dining room is the living room, and Bria is laying on the couch. Bria looks back and was like, I'm sitting right here. And Jasmine's like, girl, when you get there? When you get there, and then she walks up like, girl, what you doing? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to try that next. Real fake and phony. Real fake and phony. Okay. So she sits down and finally she has a conversation with Bria, and she's like, let's hash this. If I offended you, then I do apologize because blah blah blah. When somebody says if I offended you, if they start anything with an apology with if, because if you're saying it, If you're saying what you're saying right now, which is an apology, you know you did something wrong. So what's the point of saying if I said something? So she says, if I said something that offended you, I'm sorry. And then she went on in a speech. I just tuned her out because it was fake. Bria accepted it, and then she tells her, she apologized for something else, and I just tuned both of them out. And Bria, in her confessional, was just like, "Yeah, that was so fake." She just was so surprised that she got caught talking crap about me in my face that she was just trying to hurry up and push forward and move on from that situation. And I agree, it was very fake, very phony. And Jasmine, I am really side-eyeing you right now because I feel like you a fake, phony hot girl who can't let hot girl alone, and you trying to put up a facade for Silas. That's what I feel. After the Rush apology, Jasmine tells the group, okay, well, me and Bria has ended our feud and we are moving past it. And since we're moving past it, let's do an all white party tonight. Everybody dressed in all white and we going out to eat. So they go out to eat and they show up to the restaurant. I think it's called Fish. They go to the table. She has name cards for them. Like she has them, in signed seats. And now I'm starting to figure like, oh, this is really Jasmine's, trip. She planned this and they are just going along for the trip. And I don't know how I feel about that. I wish it was just more of like, we all just here. We all just chilling. We all just vibing. So Amari sees Jordan. She looks like she's cold. She got her arms like this. So he's like, oh, you're cold? Well, I got you. Here's my jacket. And he takes off his jacket. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. And he gives her jacket, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I love it." So then Jasmine decides to look down the table and was like, "All right, you guys, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about what everybody's working on right now." And her best friend Jordan was like, I really don't want to do that right now. Can we just have a regular conversation, like an organic conversation? Why do you need bullet points in the Excel spreadsheet to have conversation? So, and then Bria, of course, agreed. She was like, I agree. Can we not? I thought it was funny, and then Jasmine was just like, okay." Like she's just sunk into herself, like, "Oh no, they don't want to have conversation with me anymore about contrived conversation. Oh no, no one wants to have a contrived conversation, girl. Let the conversation flow." She's acting like Giselle off of Potomac. Giselle always wants to start a conversation. Oh, let me tell me the time, girl. We're not doing that. This is we trying to have an organic type of show right here. Okay, producer Obama. Okay, so then maybe this is probably why she wanted a contrived conversation, because then it gives a door open. This opens the door for Silas to talk. He says that he likes Jordan, but he feels like, when Jasmine hangs out with Jordan, she's out to 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, and I don't like that. Not even out till 3 o'clock in the morning. She be out at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he don't like that. And the DJ Jordan was like, why is there an issue with being out late? Like, this is New York. Like, does Jasmine have a a curfew? And then Silas was like, oh no, no, of course not. She doesn't have a curfew, but 3 o'clock is still late. And then here comes Nick. Nick was like, 3 o'clock is late? Isn't she a grown woman? What's wrong with 3 o'clock? What's wrong with being outside? So now Jasmine is sitting there kind of like in the middle because she feels like she wants to support and be on her side of her husband. But at the same time, she's thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, why do you be acting like that? Like, why I can't be out with my hot girl friends? Why I can't be out with my hot girl friends till at 3 o'clock in the morning? She was like, this is New York. Parties don't even, this is Jasmine saying this. This is New York. Parties don't even start till 3 a.m., which is probably true. New York, probably, they don't sleep. The party probably start at 3 and don't end till like 6. Yeah, like 6, 7 a.m. And then after 7 a.m., they going out to get breakfast, going to brunch, drinking mimosas. And then after that, they go take a nap. And then they wake up and do it all over again. So it's understandable. So Alex jumps in and says, "Oh yeah, I can see how Jordan is the toxic friend." And Jordan was like, she was gagged. I paused it right there to take a couple of notes, and Jordan looked like her when I paused it. The first thing Jordan does is look at Amari like real awkwardly. So Jordan, after being gagged, and she didn't. I could tell she was going through. Should I play it off and be cool, or should I get upset? Well, she picked the upset route. She was like, why you say that? Why you think I'm a toxic friend? And then Alex was like, "Oh, I was just kidding. I was just kidding. I don't know about all that." And then, so since Alex didn't give her the smoke that she wanted, she turns her head back to Silas, and she was like, "So why do you feel like my friend can't go out and have fun and turn up with me at 3 o'clock in the morning? What's going wrong with you? Why she can't have friends? Why you acting like she can't turn up? Why you feel like why you gotta be controlling? Why you gotta do this and why you gotta do that?" I was like, "Ooh, ooh, okay." So now we already seen Jasmine go off, and she said in her confessionals that now that she's married, it's two sides to her, and it's hard to kind of like control that mean side. And now we see that Jordan has that side too. Like she snapped on Silas, and she was gonna snap on Alex if Alex didn't back down on her fast enough. He was like, "Oh, I don't say nothing. I don't know what's going on." So then Preston joins in and starts preaching about hot girl summer and how men shouldn't be so quick to want to protect and do the things that they do when men should be doing the same thing. And he was preaching, and the organ was playing in the background. I was like, oh, even the producers feel like he was preaching at this moment, and he was just going in. I don't even know what he was talking about, but it was one sentence away from yes. It was one sentence away from like a preacher like doing the Holy Ghost dance about hot girl summer and why girls and guys and this and that and that this. I understand that he's an activist, but we don't need an activist about hot girl summer. And then the final sentence came from Jordan in her confessionals after she went off. I'm telling you, she went off on Silas. Like, why did she gotta do this? And why do you act like she got a curfew? And why she can't be out to 8 o'clock in the morning? Why you act like you don't like what she doing? And why you want to change her? So in her confessionals, Jordan said, "Oh, Silas don't want this smoke from me. He really don't." I was like, "Ooh, girl, calm down, girl, calm down." Maybe calm down. Maybe that's why you ain't got a man, girl, because you turn up in 2.2 seconds. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying, she's male driven and she is celibate, but what I'm saying is she do seem like she is looking for someone who would look at her more than just at her body. Well, once we get past your beautiful looks and your cool demeanor, the way you handle conflict is crazy, Jordan, and I can't wait to see it on television. Summer House Martha Vineyard season 1 episode 1 was so good. I enjoyed every minute of it, and I cannot wait for the rest of the season. I'm gonna give this episode a 10 out of 10, baby, because they shocked me. Like, I thought it was gonna be hard to like keep up with all the different casts, but I guess since I was taking notes and you know paying real deep attention, because I feel like if I wasn't taking notes and doing for this review, I don't know if I would pay that close of attention to the show. But now that I know like who's who without even, questioning it, I'm really going to enjoy the show. Thank y'all so much for coming to see my second review. I hope I gave more energy. I took some of you guys' feedback and I'm only here to grow. Please like, subscribe, and share my content with all of your friends. And I can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Bye.